laughing at us?
No, Patrick. They're laughing next to us.
Welcome to Black Angus Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about a few key things that have happened this week in Star Wars. And it's not about the Mandalorian or Baby Yoda developments or toys. Although, those are great things and we can talk about it in the comments. Today we're going to talk about the tracking for the Rise of Skywalker slowly but surely dwindling. And before we get into those numbers, I want to backtrack a bit and go through what Disney has released prior to show the tracking, the trend, the downward spiral that we've been talking about for a couple years now. Force Awakens, $248 million domestic for opening weekend. The Last Jedi made $220 million, clear downward trend, and 60% drop off the next week. You want 50% or less drop off the second week to show that there's a good hold, that there's a good run and duration for a movie. All right, so Rise of Skywalker, just a month ago, was tracking at 185 to 220 million, possibly matching Last Jedi, where it's like, all right, at least they're sustaining. Now we got new numbers, 175 to 200 million. So they've already dropped the low number, $10 million. So you're seeing like, well, we're right. And also with these trackings, I found out this from Collider, as reported by Hollywood Reporter and Variety. But a year ago, Solo was tracking at $150 million for the 3-day weekend. Of course, it only made $84 million. The key thing to take away is that I remember Grace Randolph talked about this, and she showed that most of these numbers that are coming out for at least Disney films were predictions by Disney. So you see the whole, like, well, let's beef up the number. People will think, I gotta go see it. It's not working right now. There's discussion, is the Mandalorian going to help? Is it going to tie into this, the end of the saga and stuff? I think it'd be smart to, but we'll see. Clearly there's a divide of this is a Filoni and Favreau product versus this is a KK and JJ Abrams product. We'll see. I would like it to be good. I'd like to have good criticisms about this upcoming movie, but with the catapult and stuff and just more leaks, doesn't seem good. All right, now moving on. Big thing recently, I think came out yesterday, JJ Abrams acknowledged the Fandom Menace, quote unquote. And I'm probably part of the Fandom Menace, but when I read this interview, it doesn't sound like he's like, oh, the Fandom Menace, like he's really acknowledging like this entity of fandom. It sounds more, he's like, oh, what do you call him? The Fandom Menace? You know? So everyone's latched on like, oh, he's acknowledging us, we're winning. Maybe we represent a good portion of common sense America in the realm of entertainment, of popular mainstream entertainment, things like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, etc. But I want to caution people. Do you think that the mainstream studios are going to give us access? I know some people will say, well, I don't want access, I just want to report the truth or whatever. But getting early access doesn't infringe on telling the truth, giving a fairly objective perspective on realities, pro and con. But do you think anyone in the Fandom Menace, high or low, would get access unless they really watched, they really reined in how they presented themselves? We don't have people like Collider or Screen Junkies or Screen Rant, Cinema Blend, whatever entity you want to point out that has access and reports. Doomcock seems to be the only guy that has any sort of possible credibility with like leaks and stuff that he's reporting on before it's ever confirmed. I feel that someone like Tim Allen, Kurt Russell, they might engage with us. Names that are well established in Hollywood, but they're outright conservative. You've seen Andy Senior, he recently followed me. He's interviewed with Jeremy on Geeks and Gamers, and that's all great stuff, because he clearly doesn't fall in line with us largely. But he's got a smeared persona in the media. He's the second big Me Too guy. Until we get someone like Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni from the current series of The Mandalorian, or Daisy Ridley from Rise of Skywalker, or actors or developers in equal or comparable stature in Hollywood to sit down on our platforms and chat with us, engage us, give us like a lead topic, discussion, conversation. Till we get that, the Phantom Menace hasn't won. We haven't validated our position fully. Not to say that we don't have credibility in our arguments, but when our argument in this day and age with Me Too and feminism and stuff, when our lead, discussion point is I don't like X character who is minority, in part by Hollywood shielding the character from criticism, be it Captain Marvel, if it's Black Panther, which a black guy, am highly critical of, a gay character, trans, what have you. These identities for characters are shields, and when you say I don't like X, the mainstream media and Twitter and whatnot, how this stuff goes viral, is already going to shut you off and say you're a misogynist, you're a transphobe, you're a homophobe, you're a xenophobe, etc. So we got a lot of work to do, and I don't know how we go about trying to break the mold, the status quo of access media, and having a voice that's viable in this discussion going forward and stuff. So let me know what your ideas are. Like, how do we break into this realm and have real validity, where we're not having to make our own entities like Bounding Into Comics or Bleeding Full, Chaos Central. I hope I'm getting that right, Steven. Let me know what you think. How do we validate ourselves, or do we just have to keep at it with these platforms like I talked about with the Bounding Into Comics, Bleeding Full and stuff, and YouTube, as long as the copy doesn't really hinder progressing forward. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and if you want to help support future creations, consider becoming a patron, heading to the merch store, or dropping a tip via STREAMLABS, all linked below. Check out the channels listed below as well, and join the chat for my live shows Wednesdays and Fridays. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? It's @AngusReviews. See you there.